We already talked to your principal, we're good. They say kids just keep looking older, acting older. In this case of Scream 4, it's kind of true because they used the middle school for Woodsboro High School. Scream 4 was made during that brief time where Michigan was giving tax credits to filmmakers from Hollywood. So several films ended up being filmed here during that time. Clint Eastwood's Gran Torino is probably the best known one because it's like full on like I'm in Detroit. But Scream 4 used Michigan as well. Woodworth Middle School, not Woodsboro, but Woodworth was used as the high school. Obviously, it looks pretty similar to what we saw in the original Scream, but obviously years had passed. But they use a lot of the idyllic little small towns that are just a little kind of outside of Detroit. This is in Dearborn, which is real close to Detroit. We're basically in Detroit. But if you go over to Northville, where is Woodsboro? Sometimes it's just where you find it. Yeah.
It's 2 houses on that road.
2 of them, okay.
One on Duncan.
HawkSchlock gets help anywhere it can. Should we start again? She just came out and was like, hey, did you know part of Scream 4 was filmed here? And I'm like, well, yes, that's why I'm here. That's the only reason I'm here. Oh, it does seem like a nice, idyllic little town. Scream 4, though, this was not the Tuscan Cafe. It was the Next Chapter bookstore. Scream director Wes Craven, they were scouting this area of Michigan. He found this bookstore that was about to be open called The Next Chapter. He loved the name, he loved the location, he loved the look of it. So not only did he use it in the movie, he used the actual name. A lot of times Hollywood will change the name of places, but he liked the idea of Next Chapter, and it's Scream 4. And so, okay, Gail Weathers might be the hottest news anchor outside of Lauren Shahadi on the MLB Network, but she's not the only girl that can write a book on her experiences. So Scream 4, if you remember, Sidney Prescott has finally written her tale. These kids are playing, hold on. I just got hacky sacked out of HawkSchlock. So she comes back to town, comes back to Woodsboro to do like a book tour at the location where it all happened. And so this little kind of stretch here, which is actually literally called Main Street, was used as kind of Woodsboro's Main Street. And this, which is now a cafe, was used as the Next Chapter bookstore. And in fact, for a while, kind of up there, it used to say, you can come see where Hollywood came to film Scream 4. And unfortunately, it doesn't say that anymore because the bookstore didn't make it. But you can still get a good cup of French press. Wes Craven approved. This town of Northville here in Michigan, you can see why they decided to use this as part of Woodsboro. It is just a really idyllic small town. And by the way, the people here are just super nice. The houses and the streets and everything, it's perfect for Woodsboro, for at least pieces of it. Kind of off the beaten path of Main Street is Hayden Panettieri's house, which is where the finale takes place, the bloodbath finale in Scream 4, or at least the exterior of it does. And Ann Arbor, which is a college town. Ann Arbor is where I go to get turned down for dates. Plymouth was used for some stuff. A gazebo gathering place, they got a little movie theater there, but they've changed a lot of the signage to be, of course, Woodsboro, the bloodiest small town in America. They also built a little fake facade set in front of a building over here to double as the exterior of the Woodsboro police station, where Officer Doofy and Dewey tag team some crime fight. This was the last iteration of Woodsboro that we've seen so far. The Scream 4 did some things similar, but like they didn't use practical effects as much. There was a little bit of like CGI, knife stuff. Craven always loved to read up on stuff, and he saw a real documentary about a guy who got a knife stabbed in his head and literally was able to walk into a hospital. So that's why the character of Anthony Anderson, he gets stabbed in the head and is able to walk a few feet before he dies. He knew the audience would be like, what the heck, but it was based on a real thing. But Scream 4 was kind of made as a redemptive thing. I don't think he or Kevin Williamson were happy with how the trilogy had ended with Scream 3. They felt like it could have been better. And so they finally were ready to do another one. They did Scream 4. And now, without Wes, we're gonna see Scream 5. So hopefully Wes will not be rolling over in his grave, or if he does, someone make a movie about it.
HawkSchlock,